Welcome back, guys. Kirby, I want to jump into the topic of parenting and pick your brain on this because, you know, probably soon I'll have a savage myself, as you call them. Kirby's not does not approve. So how do you go about, and I'm speaking really from because we can look at so many parents and we can judge them and such, but in an aspect where you have built something that is now going to be a responsibility for your child if he decides, or if you decide he is skilled enough or capable of managing what you've built. And obviously, we've talked
Yeah.
about if, kids shouldn't be the default option, what you've built all your life should be put into the hands of someone that can actually manage it. But, you know, being a millionaire or multimillionaire and you go your almost entire life sacrificing and building something, and then by that time, let's say you do have kids, so now you bring kids into this world of comfort and peace, and it's not a world that you grew up in, but now your kids by default grow up in it because you know they've just come into your life basically and you've already made it basically. So, how do you go about raising a child in a world like that to where they can become capable of managing what you're going to or what you would hope to leave them? But ultimately, we both know that that depends on their ability to manage. But whilst at the same time, it's the responsibility of the parent to shape and form this child into, where they need them to be in the future.
You said a lot there, so I'm gonna try to break it up in pieces. First, a quick answer is balance. Balance. My kid is not responsible for the life uh I lived before he was born. He ain't responsible for the life that he lives now. Um, but it's finding that balance. Like you said, the struggles that I went through growing up, my son has never seen those type of struggles. Hopefully, he never will. But I have to generate or simulate hard times for him so he knows how to persevere when something goes wrong. Um, I could let my son sit here and sit on the couch, get fat, and play video games all day and watch TV and eat Cheetos. He do all that stuff still, but I put him in hard situations. I mean, there's nothing wrong with team sports. As you know, I play football. I love the team aspect altogether. But so just simulating hard times, like my son's 10 years old and he fights MMA. So the reason why I didn't choose a team sport for him was because I don't want him to have the ability, the excuse to blame somebody else for the reason why he don't succeed. I'm not going to make my kid the next UFC champion. I don't believe that. I need my kid to become a professional fighter to take care of me when I get older. What I do is I put him in those situations. I'm okay if he wins or loses. The thing I care about is if he puts in 110% every time he goes out there. I'm okay with the losses because in life, everything is not going to be a win, So I care more about how do you rebound from the loss? Do you work hard? I mean, do you focus on what you did wrong? Do you go ahead and perfect your craft? But those are the things that I have to do because is it's not like when I was growing up, I would play football and then I'm going back to the hood. I'm going back to eating bologna sandwiches and things like that. So you gotta, simulate those hard times to see how you know, I simulate those hard times so I can see how my kid act under pressure, how react under pressure. Um, Other things that I do is the when we get just to the money aspect of it, the allowance system. The allowance system has always been, as long as I've known it, everybody I talk to is if the kid cleans up his room, clean up around the house, maybe cut the grass or something, then you give them money. To me, I believe that is, indoctrinating them into the world that we live in. Everybody want to exchange their time for money. So how I flip that is, hey, you have to do all your chores and clean up anyway for free. I don't get paid to clean up the house. What I will do is I will give you X amount of dollars at the beginning of the month. The goal is teaching them money management is when I give you the money at the beginning of the month, you have to save 25% of it first. You have to save 25% of it, and then you can do whatever you want. But if you don't save that 25% every month, then you don't get allowance the next month. I want him to have the adaptability and understanding of how money works. What's the purpose of money? What do you do when you get money? And we've been doing that ever since he was a kid, since he was born. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, and things like that would give him money, and he was not allowed to spend it. It was money, put it in the bank, put it in his piggy bank, put it in his piggy bank. And then when he get to a certain level, then we'll go put it in his bank account or go invest it for him. And then now it's become so habit forming. When he gets the allowance, the first thing he do is put the money into his bank, the 25% his bank. Then he go do whatever you want to do. But the first thing is you have to pay yourself, take care of yourself first. But if you don't start forming those habits early, then they will just do what they see their parents do. I'm a firm believer of kids will not do what you say, kids will do what they see you do. I mean, I grew up, I'd had aunts, uncles, grandmas, granddads tell me, hey, you need to get a job and save your money. But then when I looked at it, you know, they always said no, no, they couldn't afford. But when I looked at it, they weren't saving their money. They were just going out and spending. So when I got to adulthood, I said, oh, I'm gonna do what I seen the adults do. I mean, were they right with the words that they said? But it's all about habits and doing what you see. Kids are going to do what they see. So I seen my parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts, they get a paycheck, they blow it all, and they wait for the next paycheck. So guess what I did when I became an adult? I get a paycheck, blow it, and then wait for the next paycheck. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So just trying to change habits and things in that aspect of it, just so they understand it. And then the last aspect is OPM, other people's money. Just because you get an allowance, because you get money, that don't mean you have to spend your money to do it. I teach my kid at a young age arbitrage. All the toys and BS that you got in your room that you don't play with, why don't you go sell it to get money to buy what you want? So you keep the allowance that you have. Now you got other people paying for the stuff you want, and you still keep getting money hand over fist. How to create money out of nothing. So those are just the different elements and aspects that I go over and I teach my kid at a young age. He's 10 years old, but those are the things that we're going through now. We talk about the uh, finance terms. We talk about the stock market. I let him pick his a stock of a company that he likes, and we go there, and then we go over the all the fundamentals and things like that, and then I let him make the final decision on what he want to invest in, and then we put his money there, and then I'll leave it right there, and then we can come back to your next question. All right, anything about that?
Yeah, the second question or the last question that I really have is, with that, where do you think parents go wrong? And I won't even say it's just rich parents, it's even, middle class, upper middle class families as well that I've seen. Where do you think parents go wrong when their kid grows up to be an entitled brat, basically, where they don't think that they have to put in any form of effort or work in this world, and that it's just give me, give me, give me, basically.
Because the parents they did it. They don't want to take the blame for it, but they did it. You know, I'll just talk about the middle class. A lot of parents that's in the middle class now, they grew up hard, and then they wasn't the most popular kid in school. They didn't have all the clothes, the shoes, and stuff. So from birth, they want to make sure that their kid have the most name brand. Have the name brand things. They want their kid to be the cool kid in school. Forget the education, just be the cool kid. And then everything they ask for, they say, yeah, here we go, or they find a way to make it happen. I mean, Alex, my famous word is no. That's the first thing I tell my kid, no, because that's what life is. There's gonna be a lot of people telling you no. I need to see how you rebound after no, or how do you find an answer. I don't ever tell my kid ever. I don't care what he asks for. I never tell him, no, I can't afford it. First off, it'd be a lie. But the second off is I want him to use his brain to figure out how can you afford it? How can you afford it? But just coming to ask me thinking that I'm just gonna keep handing it to you, the answer is no. Like, so now when he wants something, he'd be like, "Oh, I could sell this to get the money to do it." Because once the money goes in his piggy bank, it don't come out. That's it, game over. So you got to come up with a new idea. So just using brain exercise and things like that. But parents don't do that. Parents just give, 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 give. And one of my big things is birthdays. That's the one I hate the most is, your kid could be a hellion and he's tearing up the world 364 days a year, and then on his birthday you give him whatever the hell he wants, and then him or her whatever the hell they want, and then you do that their whole life, and then when they become an adult, they believe, oh, no matter what's going on, it's my birthday, I get to do what I want. That's a flawed way of thinking, but I see it all the time. I see people who are, late on mortgage payments, late on utility payments, late on this or missing payments in different avenues, car note, but it's because it's their birthday, they get to do whatever they want, and then they can go back to reality. The secret is once your birthday over with, reality's still gonna be sitting there. But this is something that's been ingrained in them by their parents that they think that is 100% correct. And I've met people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60-year olds, 60-year age range that believe that philosophy. That's the reason why I don't believe in it at all. We don't talk about, oh, my son, it's your birthday. Oh, you get to go do this. I mean, what the hell did he do? And then people be like, oh, you survived another year. You supposed to survive another year. That's nothing to celebrate. What did you do in that year while you were surviving? Just to stay alive is not something to celebrate. Did you produce something? Did you actually be a good member of society? Did you actually put in any kind of work in this 365 days that you've been alive, or just because you're alive? That's just as giving a participation trophy. Just because you managed to stay alive, we're going to celebrate and spend thousands of dollars because it's your birthday. Let's be honest. Kids don't do nothing. They show up, become a headache, and cost you money. And why the hell am I celebrating that? I celebrate things that haven't been done yet, things that are positive, and then being a good member of society. I don't care about, oh, because you just survived. Hell, if you before you're 18, hell, I'm the reason why you survived. Why the hell I'm celebrating because I kept you alive. No, I think I should be deserving of gifts. You got kids, but that is the mentality parents have, and then they don't know it, but they set their kids up for failure usually for the rest of their life,
That being
in
said,
my
guys, if
opinion.
you have any questions or comments, let us know down below. All the hate mail goes to Kirby this time because he's the one that spoke. Don't forget to subscribe, share. We'll see you guys on the next video.